for everyone else, I guess the church, the nation, and so forth as well, all right? And so we don't want to be the nation that takes one step forward and two steps back. Anybody want to be like that in your own life? Don't ever be like that in your life. One step forward, two step back, because you'll end up two step forward, four step back. Yeah. If that makes any sense, two step backwards then, right? Overall. All right? So let us continue. And I want to declare that we will not be a people, one step forward, two step back. We will be 10 steps forward, hopefully none back, right? We're moving forward this morning. On a lighter note, it seems the World Cup fever has begun to set in. Anybody need to World Cup? All right, I see two people hands up. Ladies all not into World Cup. I saw an article that they say rare ladies are taking to World Cup and take two these days. I have Charlie have a past friend, distant friend now, and she's been more into World Cup than me. But I like her, she's a real cool friend. And I was thinking, it's no longer stereotypical, that men only will like football and so forth. So I went to the grocery, and this is how this thing came up. I went to the grocery, and I find this grocery looking like a ghost town. But I know this grocery is being busy. This is Bones, if all you know where Bones is, Bones supermarket. Bones usually are a little busy. It must have had at least 3 people in the supermarket, if not more. But I go on there and I was like the only one there. And the cashier said, nah, what's going on? So I talked to the cashier now. I said, cashier, what's going on here? Not thinking, because me to World Cup and think. And then she said, boy, it's a game going on right now. I say, oh. I say, all right. I was reminded by the cashier that it was World Cup. And I was thinking to myself, if only people could see God's kingdom and God's church like how they see the World Cup. And they jump in, we need to get a stadium and put them in. We will call it God's Cup. God's Cup, not the World Cup, God's Cup. Right? Imagine how nice this nation will be. But as I say, it is more than just jumping, and that it is committing yourself, commitment to Jesus Christ and to God, alright? So I'm not criticizing the World Cup season. I find it's a season where at least I'm seeing people smiling and friendly and happy, and we have to be that nation where more smiley, friendly, happy than killing, murders, and so forth, if you know what I mean, right? Sometimes we wound up, this nation, I realize we wound up real bad, If somebody tell me one thing bad, we return that with a chop and a shooting and all this kind of thing, not realizing that it was, when they say one thing bad, it is just what is said as speech. It's not the same level. We want to return it 10-fold and 100-fold in revenge. And if we look at it and how I say it, you will realize that it is a little bit unreasonable when you look at it, right? So don't return one small offense with a bigger offense, right? And that is what I think we fail to teach. We fail to teach our young people. Our young people are getting too wound up as well, right? And many of the World Cup followers, they are so passionate towards their teams that I wonder what the results of such passion would be for the kingdom of God this morning. If you fuel more into the kingdom of God, what results that would bring, And so we can learn a lot from the World Cup fever when it comes to God. But at the same time, we also have to be careful to not make rash decisions, either without seeking God's face this morning. It's always a balance, and I was looking at that too. That sometimes you can make a rash decision, and that is also, that could cause some trouble at the end of the day as well. I'm talking from experience. I'm not talking from being perfect, I'm talking from experience. So many small but important things God was showing me through the week. And so I encourage you to listen and see what God is showing you. You see, God will show me things only. Your week. Look through your week at the end of, on a Saturday. After Sister Shelley, I tell Sister Shelley, my Saturday is to try to prepare for what I'm going to say on a Sunday, which is true. I try to prepare mentally what I'm going to say on the Sunday. And so you can spend some time reflecting. You have to spend some time reflecting on life. Life can get so busy that you can't reflect on what happened to you in the week. And I guarantee you that God is speaking to each and every one of us during the week.
Yeah.
Is how willing and how sensitive we are to hear what He is saying through what has happened during the week. It doesn't mean that something bad means that God is angry with you. It means that God might be calling you back to assess a situation that happened before. And so that is how we have to take things, right? As best as we could. And you will be surprised how much God is showing us on a daily basis. All right. So let's get to the meat of the matter this one as we go into the word. I hope I didn't take too long with that. Might bore you a little bit, but it's things that God was showing me during the week. I don't know about you, but I have been so blessed reading through 1 Samuel. I never thought in my wildest dream I would have felt so blessed while reading through 1 Samuel. For those of you who have been here, all you will know that in 1 Samuel we saw the introduction of David. And as I say, there's something about his life that continues to encourage me. And now more and more and more I see why the Word of God has been placed, not for necessarily the church. I know it is placed for the church, but why it was placed individually for me. You see, the Word of God, we know it is for Christians as a whole, but how it reaches us is totally different from each other when you think about it. Your situation might be a little bit different, but yet the Word of God speaks to each and every one of us. And so to me, it has been a great encouragement as I look at the challenges and the success that David experienced in his life. And it has taught me to kind of be not accepting of challenges, but yes, in a way to accept challenges, but to overcome challenges. And this is what I see in David's life, because as I say, we see David's life in parallel to that of a Christian, even though Christ was not there as yet. Even though Christ didn't get introduced into the Word of God directly by name, we see that David had a life that wasn't always perfect. Just like if you go through the majority of all the people in the Bible, you will see that they all had certain challenges, but that has really, really encouraged me. And so this morning I want to go to one chapter further into 1 Samuel 26. And this is a simple lesson this morning. Maybe not a wow factor to each of you, but sometimes, as Mom says, it's not always a wow factor. Sometimes you have to repeat the things, over and over and over till you see something new and so forth. So, it is a simple lesson that I believe we as Christians can forget at times, especially when the passion inside of us gets activated. We left off in chapter 25 where David, all you remember this? Tell me where all you remember. David eventually married Abigail, not Sister Abigail, but Abigail, right? See Brother Lennon laughing? It's a joke, Brother Lennon, it's a joke. Daddy man wife, Alright. So David eventually married Abigail after the Lord got rid of her husband, Nabal. All you remember that? Alright, so we're moving on, right? So let's read chapter 26, verses 1 and 2 this morning to start off. And the Ziphites came unto Saul in Gibeah, saying, Doth not David hide himself in the hill of, somebody help me, Hachilah? Nice. Which is before Jeshimon? Question mark. Then Saul arose and went down to the wilderness of Ziph, having 3,000 chosen men of Israel with him to seek David in the wilderness of Ziph. That's the first two verses. So, we see again that even though David spared Saul's life, all you remember that?
Yeah.
Where David spared Saul's life, right? Yeah. Saul arose once more to seek David in the wilderness of Ziph. Talk about stubborn, Sister Shelley. You ever meet stubborn people, so?
Yeah.
Alright, very good.
Yeah.
You know why I asked Sister Shelley? Because I know Sister Shelley will tell me yes or no. She's straightforward.
She's stubborn too.
Ooh, pressure. Alright. Stubborn not good way, I hope, right? Okay, good. So, Once more, as I said, Saul arose more to seek David in the wilderness of Ziph. And God will show me a few things right here in these two little verses. Firstly, and very strongly, we see the power of influence. Saul was still the king. And when we think of kings, we think about hopefully those who are honorable. When we think about the Queen of England, she's an honorable person. And God gives she long life to her. She's still going strong, boy. Like, to me, she looks stronger than the rest of them. Don't mess with she, you know. You can mess with Prince Charles a little bit and make a little joke, but don't mess with the Queen. Right? But yet she's honorable and respectable, right? And those, you think of those kings and queens as those whose words mean something this morning, not so? Yes, it means something. But we see that the Zephonites nudged Saul by saying, but Saul, King Saul, don't you know that David is right there? How are you doing nothing? Now, if you remember Saul, a few chapters before, Saul said, boy, I realize, you know, David, you will be blessed, you know, David. David, you will be blessed. Right? But yet we see Saul changing mind somehow here. Saul going back in the ways again. Not so? Right, so, and sometimes in life, we go through situations like this. We know that the right thing, we know what the right thing is to do, but someone or something comes along the way and it influences us to forget sometimes the promises that we make. That ever happened to all you? Yeah. I don't know about you, but that happened to me too. I make a promise, you know, I say, here what I don't do this so, I treat this person good, I go and do this so. And somebody like how them, they come and they tell Saul, they say, here what, but ain't David right here? Influence. You understand? We don't know if he say them say other things there. We don't know if them say here or not. But David treat you so bad and so what and thing. Better you go and deal with him. So the influence could change his mind, and Saul's mind got changed. Saul's mind got changed. In them two scriptures I realized Saul's mind, I can't believe Saul's mind get changed so. I don't want friends like that whose mind could change like that, because one minute they like it, the next minute, bam! Pressure. Not that I have a choice of friends anyways, but I saw this and I say, you know, this is related to life. And sometimes it influences us to forget sometimes the promises that we make. That's what I said. And you know where I see this so often? I see this in marriages. I don't know about you, but I see this in marriages. The love might still be there, but the influence distracts someone. You say, well, Pastor, how you could say that? If you love someone, you wouldn't. I don't believe that love is a simple thing to define. And we all experience love in a different way. Because I always hear about men who say, boy, I love my wife, you know. And they love the wife, but they end up doing something on the outside. And it's hardly ever hear a woman admit it. But it is, I'm sure it happens to women as well. So this is applied to everybody. But the influence distracts you. It's not influence only, it's temptation. Temptation is a great part, but the influence, temptation and influence go together in a way. And it's just something that I noticed. I noticed when I realized Saul could have changed his mind like that. Whether in this case Saul's mind was weak, and we know sometimes in the example of marriages that men could be weak in terms of the sexual parts of it and so forth. Right? Men could be weak, yes, it is possible. They say men, but I also think women, as I say, could be weak too. We see that we need to be careful with who influences us. But further to that, could be what influences us as well too. It is not just people that we have to watch out for in the real life, but we also have to be careful of the things like, for example, the television. Now, I'm a firm believer, you know, I mean, we live in a technology age, as they want to say. And so our TV is a part of it. Sometimes you need to watch TV to get news and so forth. And so we see though that television is a very influential thing, not just to our lives, but to our children's lives. We have things like YouTube and so forth as well too, influential. In fact, I see now my young nephew, he's not even 3 yet, he on YouTube, and he operating thing and thing. I say, wait, when I was that age, I was so stupid, I can't do that, all I can do is crawl. That's all I can do. I don't know if I can make sentences, but yet they're doing it earlier. And so he's already been influenced in a way already. I don't know, I think for my child, I don't want my child really touching them things until 5. But as I say, that is my opinion. Right? And as they get older, maybe I'll introduce them. I don't think I want to introduce them too early to YouTube and that kind of stuff, even though it could be a good platform. So yeah, we see influenced by the televisions and so forth. And we can be influenced by what we read, anybody? Yes. You know, sometimes even, let me tell you something as innocent as reading a romance novel could turn into something different. Because a romance novel might have certain insinuations in it, as they say, right? Certain things that are adult related. And then you can get kind of grasped into those things on a deeper level. Your imagination go a little bit further, and you end up, what you thought was a simple thing end up being a more complicated. And now you're hooked on it. And I think that is where the old time preachers, you know, people, I used to always be a critic of the old time preachers. I don't know about you, but anybody ever watched Young and the Restless here? Yeah. You mean my Hannah is the only one up? Come now, people. Yeah, we're being real. I used to always say, but why does the preacher to be so hard on the people watching Young and the Restless? I find that is such an old time kind of thing them coming with. Comments and exactly. And that is the thing, because the content that we have now, what is entertaining is things that provoke our minds emotionally, have the little comments, the little trouble, the little romance, the little action, all that combined.
Extra romance.
And a little extra romance, sorry. But it's right, so it's really keeping the mind in check, you know. Because if you get, as I say, if you get hooked on it, even a romance model, I mean, I'm not being extreme, but if the romance model could put things into your mind, then it might be nearly the same thing like watching pornography. I just say, I'm not saying burn down people's house because they were reading a romance novel, but you will know how far those influence goes. Because you might read it and say, boy, I never think about that. But it might have somebody else who read it. So Sally, you're laughing. How far I stretch this, eh? No, but I'm not really stretching it. This is how our minds work. You know, it's the same way sometimes, it's the same way like, you might tell somebody, you're looking good, but the tone in which you say it, you know, they can interpret it, but like you're saying something bad about it, and they get defensive. We all take things differently. Yes. So some, as I say, it is a normal thing and they wouldn't go through this, but some might go through the influences. That's all I'm saying. So it's just to be careful. That was a reminder for me to be careful of what is influencing my life, and I want to encourage you. Be careful what is influencing my life. And that is why them old time preachers, well, I want to say, them used to go so extreme. Yes. It's extreme in a good way in a sense, because they used to say, instead of all you're doing that, go and read the word of God. Yes. You understand? That is why they used to say it. Because I always started talking about me. Why is I watching Young and the Restless? Why? I don't really watch it. I watch it because my grandma watch it and that kind of thing and so forth, right? It's not my cup of tea. We used to watch it, but not my cup of tea. It's only when I eat another rice and dal lunchtime when she make it nice and hot, you eat a rice and dal and curry or something, and then watch it on the Restless. If you get a little mango, well, that is the perfect scenario as well with it. But yeah, that is why the preachers were so adamant. They were so sometimes ruthless in what they were saying. They're not really saying it to hurt our feelings. It's because they know, they see when it grip on to you, how much trouble it could cause. I'm not telling you how far that could go. Sometimes you read a romance novel. Now, I'm not saying people don't be romantic. We're talking some adult things, but nothing major adult here. You could be romantic. But then sometimes you read a romance novel and, sometimes you go with that romance novel into your marriage or you go into, a relationship. And what you expect is not the person anymore, you expect the novel. Yeah. Come on, somebody! Yeah. Everybody gets to be romantic all the time with your partner? I doubt. No. At that time when they're sleeping, literally sleeping, When they're sleeping, early. But sometimes you sit down and you're doing something else, you're not always. But this is what you bring. You bring something from outside into inside. And when you don't get it on the inside, now you're studying whether this influence is real. Is it true? Or is what you have real? Or is it true? So be careful of influence. As I am being careful about influence as well. Right? And so, that is just two examples. And look at what Saul did. Saul went back on his own words. But that was not all that God was showing me. Because we see what influence could do. This type of temptation / influence could lead us to go back on our own words. You know what I mean? That influence makes us turn to sin. Because now we said we were going to do this. We said we were going to do that. But we lied. Easy. So you see, it stems from somewhere. Some of us may lie on this early moment to get away from something. You do a white lie, you try to get away from something. But sometimes it is embedded deeper than what we think it is. And this is why sin is such a... we understand a little bit about sin here. We understand where it comes from. If you could cut it before it reach, why not? Right? Amen this morning? Right. But of course we have good influences as well. So anyways, we're moving on. So he was showing me that bad influences also makes us forget the good things that we have been given. Bad influences could also distract us from the good things that we have, because our expectation has changed. We have good thing, we have a good marriage going, We have a good thing going on. It mightn't be the novel version, right? 50 Shades of Grey, I never read it, but I know that we think these days. And yet, we ignore what the good thing that we have. We ignore the building blocks that we may have, expecting the house to be built without working at the house being built this morning. So this again is where influence can distract us. Because influence shows us, again I gave you the example of the novel. The novel is perfect. But everybody in marriage knows it takes work sometimes to continue your road in marriage. Who like work here? Some people don't even like work. But it takes work. Alright? So anyways, so we're coming back to it. So the point I was making is bad